Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest. The William Pace Show, asking the questions you want to ask, getting the answers everyone wants to know. It's a new season of the William Pace Show. We're raising the bar with more commitment to educate, inform, encourage, inspire, empower, and help you have your best life. Everyone deserves to have their best life. I'm just staying the course. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Officer Money with the Dayton Police Mounted Unit. I'll be watching the William Pace Show tonight, and I hope you will be too.
Good evening, I'm William Pace. My guests tonight are Tom Tonatore, owner, and kitchen manager Debbie Urick of the Diner on St. Clair, and my special guest is State Representative Tom Roberts. Each week, as you know, we always read several letters from the viewers, and I would like to encourage you to write. To write to the William Pace Show, write to P.O. Box 3644, Dayton, Ohio 45401. If your letter is chosen to be read on the air, you'll receive a gift from the William Pace Show. The first card tonight is from Shirley Winston. Dear Mr. Pace, I really enjoy your singing. With a voice like yours, you should really be singing at the Metropolitan Opera. It really is that good. It is rare to find a person like you with so many talents. I look forward to the day your show is seen nationally. Sincerely, Shirley Winston. Thank you very much. And we're going to send you a box of Esther Price candy. The next letter is from Millie Anderson of Dayton. Dear Mr. Pace, I recently caught your show with Happy the Clown and pianist Paul Quack. Your show is very entertaining and is a great service to the Dayton community. I would very much like to be a part of your studio audience. Please send me 4 tickets. It is so good to see a show like yours on the air. Thank you very much, Millie, for writing, and we're going to send you a gift certificate to Salem Auto Wash and Polish. Coming up next, we're going to go to the Diner on St. Clair for some delicious meatloaf and mashed potatoes. Stay with us.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
Celebrate your birthday on the William Pace Show. Send name, birth date, and a photograph to the William Pace Show, P.O. Box 3644, Dayton, Ohio 45401. guest is the owner, Tom Tonatore. Good to see you,
William.
Tom. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Nice to see you.
How long has the diner on St. Clair been in existence?
Yeah, William, we're in our 5th year right now.
5th year, and
Yeah.
business is doing pretty good.
Yeah, it's doing wonderful.
What are people looking for when they go to a restaurant to dine these days?
Well, it's a tremendous variety right now, and because of our location downtown, we kind of have to anticipate that from different people who come from different parts of the city for different events, whether it be a theater or a wedding or just out for a casual evening. So we attempt to do that through a very diversified menu, through a atmosphere that's fun-filled, and through a kitchen that provides, pays a lot of attention to our quality and the culinary end of the business.
I know you have a rather interesting decor here, an atmosphere. You think the atmosphere and the decor plays an important part in the success of a restaurant?
Well, you know, it's always nice to be one of a kind, you know? And we have the only original diner, stainless steel diner in the city of Dayton. This is a O'Mahony, built in 1949 in New Jersey. And we've been able to restore it, bring it here, and put it back into service.
And I might say that you're, I think, the only restaurant that I know that has a motorcycle on top of the bar.
Yes.
Maybe you'll let me get on there tonight, huh?
Well, perhaps, yeah.
I hear that the meatloaf is really good here.
Well, we take a lot of pride in that product, and we've researched a lot of recipes, and this is kind of a good old down-home recipe, and it's one of our better sellers.
Let's go in and talk to the kitchen manager, Debbie Urick.
Wonderful.
Okay. My guest is kitchen manager Debbie Urick. How are you? Good to see you.
Fine, how are you?
Where do we start with the meatloaf?
Okay, we start with 20 pounds of ground chuck. We use ground chuck, not ground beef, to make the meatloaf, you know, taste a lot better than what it is. And if you want to start adding some ingredients to this, we can start with chopped celery.
So you put
Takes the whole thing in there.
The whole thing.
For 20 pounds.
Do you
And
just
we have,
spread it around?
Yeah, just spread it around. And then we have onions. Carrots go in next. There's eggs. Okay, there's salt and pepper. Garlic.
Oh, you have to have the garlic.
Yeah, that's what makes
the
it.
taste.
Worcestershire sauce.
Oh, the pepper is going to make me
Sneeze.
We'll have to stop
Mustard. And then go ahead and take and put all this ketchup in. And then if you take your spoon and ladle out about 2 big helping teaspoons of tomato paste. The next step is mixing it all up with your hands.
Oh, with your hands,
Yeah,
not
with
with
your
the spoon. So you just dig right in.
Just dig right in. Okay.
So the next step is to put the meatloaf in the pan?
Right, in the pan. And you just put it in handfuls till you reach to the top. The clear wrap helps steam the meatloaf so that it'll cook evenly. And also with any type of ketchup or tomato paste that you have in any kind of meat, if you put foil over the top of it, the ketchup will actually eat through the aluminum foil. So then you'll have pits of aluminum foil on your meat. So the saran wrap also helps keep that from happening also.
I see.
And then it's ready to go into the oven. Okay, and then it usually takes about 3 hours to cook, and then we let it sit overnight. We don't slice it right away.
Oh, you do? Overnight?
Yeah.
Why?
So that way I give the meatloaf a chance to form, so when we cut it, it won't break apart.
Is it true that food that is kept overnight is better?
Yes,
one day better?
the flavors all get to mix in together, and you'll taste everything in the meatloaf then a day later.
So after the meatloaf has cooked and baked and so forth, and this is after it's been overnight?
Right, this is after overnight.
Okay.
It's cooled. And what we do is we flip it over now, and then we'll cut it into our 8-ounce slices.
Okay.
Spray a skillet down so it doesn't stick. You take one of the slices of meatloaf and put it into the pan.
So you actually, do you fry it again?
It just goes into the oven to heat up. So you put the whole pan into the oven. And while that's heating up.
So you just warm it up.
Right.
So with the meatloaf dinner, we have green beans.
And mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. You really get your money's worth here with the meatloaf dinner. You get rolls and you get
salad also
salad
comes with it.
Comes with it, you know. So it's really a very, affordable meal.
And it's
I guess
very
that's why
popular. Yeah. Yeah. And these are just flipped around a little bit to mix all the ingredients together.
I wonder if I could try that.
Sure.
Oh, here we go.
It's all on the wrist.
Well, I guess I didn't do bad, huh? There, I learned something new.
Pull it down. Then take it and stick it up underneath the melt, which is that right up in there. That'll brown off the top to give it a nice even color. And go ahead and pull the meatloaf out of the melt. And you set it right down on there. And take a spatula and take the meatloaf out. Watch that handle be hot. And just set it right here on the plate. There you go, right in the middle. Okay. And the green beans are ready. Go ahead and take those and pour them onto the right-hand side of the plate.
Next step is the mashed potatoes.
Okay, and then we put gravy over the meatloaf and the mashed potatoes.
Oh, it looks good.
Now it's ready to be served to the customer.
Let's go out in the dining room and try this out.
Okay.
Here comes the meatloaf.
All right.
Oh, it looks good as usual. And it is good. Coming up next, conversation with State Representative Tom Roberts. Stay with us.
Celebrate your birthday on the William Pace Show. Send your name, birth date, and photograph to the William Pace Show, Post Office Box 3644, Dayton, Ohio, 45401.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.
My special guest is State Representative Tom Roberts. How are you? Good to see you.
It's fine to be here. Thank you for having me on the program, William.
What does a state representative do?
Well, basically, a state representative makes laws for the state of Ohio, and our other responsibility is to set the budget for the state of Ohio. We are right now in the process of working on the state budget, and we have to have it in place by June 30th. The other role that we play basically is to deal with constituent problems. For example, a person may have a problem with taxation or the liquor department, whatever the case might be. We then become individuals who work on trying to resolve our constituents' problems with state government and also other governments too. So we're an overall troubleshooter for our constituents, but primarily our job is to make public policy at the state level.
How long have you been a state representative?
I was first sworn in January of 1986. So I'm starting my 5th term as a state representative and having a good time and enjoying the job that I am doing.
Why did you decide to become a state representative?
Well, I've always been somewhat involved in politics, going back to my early years in high school, and then shortly after high school, I was very actively involved with the late State Representative C.J. McGlynn's Democratic Voters League. And with that involvement, I became more and more in love with the political process in working on issues and working on individuals' problems. At one time, wanted to be in broadcasting and to actually be a public relations person for candidates. But the more and more I got involved in campaigns and candidates, I thought, well, maybe I can do what those individuals are doing. So I shifted my role from that of being a public relations behind the scenes for an elected official or candidate, and chose to become the candidate myself.
What are some of the key issues that the General Assembly will be addressing this year?
Well, as I said, right now we're involved in the budget, and that budget has to be in place by June 30th. The Constitution says we have to have that in place by that date. We're also working on issues of the education. There's a great deal of concern about education reform going on, and we are continuing to work on that issue. Many businesses are concerned about what's happening in the area of workers' compensation, so we're working to try and balance that issue. And a lot of our business people are complaining that their premiums are out of control, and we are trying to address the issue so we can keep businesses in Ohio as well as provide an opportunity for more employment. The other area I think right now, many environmental issues we're working on. As chairman of the Energy and Environment Committee, right now I'm working on the solid waste revision bill. We're working on low-level radioactive waste will soon be an issue we'll have to be addressing, and the issue of tailpipe testing to be in compliance with the 1990 Clean Air Act of 1990.
What committees do you sit on?
Well, as I stated, I'm chairman of the Energy and Environment Committee. I serve on the Committee of Children and Youth that basically deals with families and children issues such as child support. The Kevorkian bill is in the Judiciary Committee that I serve on. Also serving on agriculture and natural resources. In my district, I have a state park and a soil and water conservation district. In my old district, I had most of the family farms in Montgomery County. So I sit on 5 different committees, and each one of those committees deals with certain issues that address the needs of people of the state.
As chairman of the Energy and Environment Committee, what issues will you be addressing this session?
Well, we'll be addressing several issues. Right now, we will be listening to testimony on the tailpipe testing bill. As you know, there are probably 5 counties in Ohio now who have to test the tailpipe, the emissions from the tailpipe, to see if we're in compliance with the Clean Air Act of 1990. Montgomery County and 10 other counties will now have to come into the testing so we all can address the issue of the Clean Air Act. So the tailpipe testing bill is being heard now in our committee. The next area I think we'll be addressing is the whole area of solid waste. Ohio was under a plan to reduce the amount of solid waste that we're generating by 25% by 1995. We have to take a look at that and see what we're doing in those programs to see if we are on target, to see if we are meeting the solid waste plan. I think the third issue that we will be addressing soon, and we have to do that, and that is to address the issue of Ohio's involvement with the Midwest Low-Level Radioactive Waste Compact. Low-level radioactive waste are the byproducts of individuals or activities involved with the radioactivity, such as the garments worn in some medical research units, or the garments worn at the nuclear plants. Those garments or byproducts have to be stored in a warehouse someplace. Ohio was part of I think an 8 or 7 state compact, and we have to address the issue of where Ohio and the rest of the members of the compact will be addressing the issue of where we're going to store our low-level radioactive waste.
I'm curious, do most of the state representatives drive to Columbus, or do they fly to Columbus?
Well, most members, I think, will drive in, and just for example, a typical week for most of us would be to start on Tuesday mornings at 11 o'clock with the voting session, followed by a series of committees throughout the rest of the afternoon. The evening could be taken up by a host of different constituent groups coming to town and going to different receptions to meet those individuals, many from our areas, concluding maybe around 7 or 7:30 with more committee meetings that evening, and finishing up the day around 10 o'clock. This will go on for 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Each day, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have voting sessions. So we have to fit in the gatherings that constituents come to meet us, either at breakfast or at receptions in the evening, with our committee meetings as well as voting sessions. So most members will come to Columbus and spend 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, in the state capitol working on state business.
To what extent is the state of Ohio going to participate in the Port Authority program?
Well, that's a good question, because that's an issue that we are discussing at the present time. There is a great deal of concern that we need to put together economic development plans. I think Toledo and Cleveland both have port authorities. I think Columbus also has a port authority. We have that authority to establish port authorities for the state of Ohio. It makes some good sense from the point of view that we're concentrating economic development in particular areas. Now, whether it's good for Montgomery County or for Hamilton County or other parts is depending on the overall nature and concept of what we want to use the port authority for and how it comes into play. So again, the state of Ohio can establish port authorities. It makes some good economic sense for parts of the state. Whether it makes good sense for locally, I think is still one that I have to wrestle with as I talk with the chamber and other economic development units of the county.
What's the #1 concern among the constituents these days?
I think the #1 concern has to be that of the overall economy of the state, and very close to that is the overall issue of crime, overall drugs and violence that's going on in our community. So those two issues are kind of close together. There are times when I hear one group say, well, economics is #1, one group say crime is #1. Those two issues are so close together as major concerns of our constituents that I have to say they both are #1 issues. And we have an overcrowdedness in our prisons. We have over 150% overcrowded in our prisons. And when you think we spend anywhere between $11,000 to maybe $19,000 a year on individuals in our prisons, that puts a major strain on our budgets at the state level. But yet many of our constituent groups believe that we need to, I guess, out of sight, out of mind is the approach that many people take. We've got to work on ways of true rehabilitation and not just warehousing and storing individuals in our prisons, but also we have to look at community-based corrections as a way of addressing the issue. The overall crime issue, I think, is related to the economic development question, though. People without jobs, and that's an old, biblical saying, idle minds are the devil's workshop. And we have to take those idle minds and give them something to do. We need to think of ways of creating good economic development programs in this county of ours. And part of it might mean that we have to, part of it does, in fact, mean find jobs. Find jobs for young people and for people that need retrained. We need to put them back to work. And then I think we won't see them involved in some of the activities that they are, in fact, involved in.
What is the state of Ohio going to do to help the city of Dayton with the homeless problem that we have?
Dayton is not unique in the problem of homelessness. I've recently chaired the State Select Committee on Housing and Select Committee on Homelessness and Affordable Housing. And as chairman of that committee, I had a chance to travel throughout the state and just see firsthand the real problem of housing, and went to 12 or 7 different sites, urban and rural, and heard testimony in all those sites. The issue is that we need to find affordable housing, moderate affordable housing, and that's what Dayton, as well as every other city, has to be addressing. When people pay more than 30% of their income on housing, they just cannot afford to live otherwise. So the state of Ohio has been actively involved through our Department of Development, through our Ohio Housing Finance, in putting together housing programs, specifically transitional housing programs. Presently, I don't know if you recall, but 2 years ago, we passed Issue 1, which made housing a public purpose. And by passing that legislation, new counties have new authority to issue bonds and use direct dollars involving themselves in developing low and moderate income housing. Montgomery County, I'm proud to say, has taken a lead in the state in addressing those issues and putting together a housing advisory group and using their sales tax money they've raised to address some of the issues of housing. At the state level also, we're addressing the issue of trying to find funding for a housing trust fund. If you have a state trust fund, that means you have an ongoing pocket of money that can be used for low and moderate income housing issues. The issues of homelessness are one of putting together low and moderate income housing. We don't need to create more facilities for people to come to and institutionalize, okay, the shelters that we have. And that's a big fear of mine. If we continue to add more and more funding to shelters, then that will become the next institutionalization of people into our system. And we don't need that. We need transitional housing. We need ways of getting people into low and moderate income housing.
Lastly, could you tell us about the territory that you represent and how people in your territory can get in contact with you?
Okay, the areas that I represent are the northwest portion of the city of Dayton, Trotwood, Madison, and the county. My office is located at 2016 Salem Avenue, and they can reach me by calling me at the office there. The number there is 275-6244, and they can generally reach me in the office here mainly on Mondays and Fridays, because Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, again, I'm in Columbus. But you can reach me at 2016 Salem Avenue here in Dayton.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for coming on tonight.
And thank you for having me on the program.
Thank you. My special guest, State Representative Tom Roberts. And we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Celebrate your birthday on the William Pace Show. Send your name, birth date, and photograph to the William Pace Show, Post Office Box 3644, Dayton, Ohio, 45401.
I'd like to remind you to write to the William Pace Show. Write to P.O. Box 3644, Dayton, Ohio, 45401. If your letter is chosen to be read on the air, you'll receive a gift from the William Pace Show. Gotta go. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
The William Pace Show through the years has been a beacon of light in the Midwest, taking you to such destinations as the Navy Pier, the Palmer Hilton Palace Hotel, the German Village, the Showboat Majestic Theatre, the Ohio Village, and the Krohn Conservatory. There's always something cooking in the kitchen on the William Pace Show. Some of the biggest stars, entertainers, and political figures like B.B. King, Jimmy Walker, Bob Carlisle, Patti Austin, Mr. T, Whitley Phibbs, and Congressman Tony Hall have appeared on the William Pace Show. Now, without further ado, we proudly present the William Pace Show on CATV, coming to you from the heart of the Midwest.
Subscribe to the William Pace Show YouTube channel. Be sure to click the bell and give us the thumbs up. Thank you.